gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab a shot on the top of shots, I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in a bando, trap in a bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get this money even on my own.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and I am joined by Grasso. What's going on, man? I know you're ready to talk some NBA, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of excitement from last night, some good games tonight. Definitely. So looking forward to that. And always, our super producer, Mike. What's going on, bro?
Hello, world.
And he's back after a 1-week hiatus. Gino joins us. Gino, what's going on, bro?
Not much. What's up, guys? It's been too long. I haven't talked sports with you guys in forever. It feels like
it's been a month.
Hey, Gino.
I know you like that. I see the girls in the club, they getting wild for me.
Hell yeah. Sorry, we had to welcome him back properly with a little Mace throwback right there.
Proper.
Yeah.
Very proper.
Very proper. Well deserved.
We know Gino appreciates that.
And we can't wait to have you back in the studio.
Of course I do. I'll be back soon.
We'll have another song for that.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea.
We got a little time. Maybe we'll do our mix, actually.
When you come,
Who's back?
Gino, so we want to do
again.
we want to do a cover, a remake of the Knicks, like old school 94 song, we are the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
We are the New York Knicks. Boom, boom. And we'll be the rappers for it, and we'll put Knox and Quickly, and we'll write the lyrics, and we'll rap it, and maybe the Knicks will pick it up.
I think the Knicks probably will pick it up.
I think so too.
I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
If they have any brains, right?
Yeah. And speaking of the Knicks, last night, Nets 117, Knicks 112, and what a crazy sequence at the end of the game. They had that call on RJ Barrett that they ended up getting overturned, ended up costing them some points. And then Julius Randle gets called for a travel when the ball was touched. I mean, just all this crazy stuff. They end up losing by 5. And I'll start with you, Mike. Give it to me straight. What happened here?
All right, we know what happened, guys. The Knicks got robbed, okay? Per usual, the refs are trying to blow it and get on their knees. So you could paint the picture, kids, if you know what that is. All right? Like, this is ridiculous, honestly. The Knicks fought back. They were down 18, so I'll give them credit. They didn't play a good game, right? Julius Randle did his thing, though. We did say he would.
Yep.
Quickly's first start was not
no turnovers though in 34 minutes. That's impressive.
I thought Quickly played pretty well,
and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he did well, but
and Barrett played well too.
The thing is, though, early on, Quickly didn't orchestrate the offense well enough to keep it going. So we got down early. You know what I mean? And
they played catch up.
Yeah, exactly. For the whole game, it was up until the end that they brought it to within. That was the closest it's been.
Yeah,
since the first couple seconds. So
and then what about former Laker great Reggie Bullock, 5 of 10 from deep, 19 points,
shocking him.
And a couple of years ago, people don't even notice, but he led the league in 3-point field goal percentage.
Yeah, he shot like 44% or something.
Yeah,
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, well, you're welcome, Barnes.
You probably didn't know because I think he was playing in Detroit at the time or somewhere like that where no one cares about.
Yeah.
But Grasso, I mean, did you think this was complete highway robbery with that call, or?
I thought it was an absolutely awful call, but just to go back on the game, I mean, this was a great game. I remember I texted Mike with maybe 5 minutes left in the second quarter. I was like the Nets are running away, but the Knicks are still fighting. And then the Knicks hit a couple threes. Next thing you know, it was like a 12-point game going into halftime. I'm like, oh shit, I spoke too soon. And the Knicks just fall. They wouldn't go away. And Harden had an amazing first half, right? He had 10 assists in the first half. He had the whole offense running smooth. Everyone was getting shots. I mean, they looked unstoppable on offense. Same with Kyrie Irving. He was playing well. But the second half came, and they kind of lost some rhythm. The Nets didn't look very good offensively in the second half. Maybe the first
testament
time
to the Knicks. So Fibs.
Yeah, the Knicks played really tough defense. There was no play where the Nets were able to just come down the court and just kind of do whatever they wanted. The Knicks were getting in their way in some some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
But-
and that's what's been great. And then we could have Gino chime in because I'm curious to hear his voice.
But I do just want to say like that the last 2 minutes of the game got ruined.
Yeah,
RJ Barrett and whoever else. RJ Barrett got called for the foul. I think it was Quickly that got the steal, or someone else, some other small guard. That would have been 2 points for the Knicks.
down
And-
one.
Yeah, and then that Randall play in the 2-minute report we just found out says it was a travel. So I'm wondering if these guys have actually like read the rule book, because that ball was clearly stripped on the way up.
They're just covering.
That's
that.
not a travel
Yeah,
at all. And Randall landed. He probably would have had a good look at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been clutch this season. He's hit some big time shots in big moments, not like game winning shots, but like when the
Yeah.
bucket was needed, he's hit them. But
But that chair he threw, he should have thrown that right at Scott Foster.
oh yeah,
Like right in the forehead.
and honestly, just taking him out for good, maybe.
Yeah.
But Gino, yeah, we're curious to hear your
let's hear
voice.
it,
I don't
Gino.
even care what you have to say. I just want to hear your voice.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks got hosed. I think it looks like easily in every angle the ball got stripped. I guess maybe the ball didn't. I don't know. The ball didn't come completely out of his hands. I don't really know how you could call that a travel. So it looks like the Knicks got hosed in that one. But I mean, then again, it's considering how well the Nets were playing, you kind of would expect them to maintain this lead. It's not exactly a good sign for the Nets that they weren't able to maintain the lead, even though the Knicks are a good team. You would, I mean, I think on paper, everybody would expect the Nets to be better than the Knicks. In terms of Quickly, I mean, listen, he had 21 points. I don't know. It's still a good start. I don't think it was terrible. So, in 21 points and no turnovers, not much more you can expect there, at least offensively. But yeah, I mean, Harden was phenomenal. Irving was phenomenal. I just, obviously this game comes down to a weird call, but if obviously hindsight's 2020, but the Nets probably should have won this game by more than 5 points in the end anyway.
Yeah, the Nets shouldn't have ever let this game get to the point where the refs had to play a role in it.
Exactly.
They blew it. And that is concerning for them to be such a high-powered offense and not be able to score coming down in the fourth quarter. But, hey, it is just
Then
one
again,
game.
Durant isn't here.
Yeah,
exactly.
Durant.
And we've seen
No one.
this in certain
Not.
games, like where they just only play strong for one half, but at the end of the day, you win 13 out of 14. You're right where you need to be. So you keep winning games. I mean, there's not much to complain about.
No. And they're sending us, what are they, half game back, I think, of Philly at first.
Right.
Philly, no Embiid for a couple weeks at least.
Yeah.
They're in prime position to take over and just run with it.
And then
Nets are scary, man.
Durant will be coming back soon. Blake
Durantula.
will be, integrated into the lineup.
Yeah.
And then how about Uncle Jeff last night?
Uncle
20 points,
Jeff.
6 rebounds. I think he had 12 in the first quarter.
I've always loved him.
I think almost all 20 of his points were in the first half.
Yeah,
Maybe like
yeah. No,
18.
he was going off early. The former Big East Player of the Year way back when.
Former OKC Thunder and teammate to then OKC Kevin Durantula Durant.
Yeah, we gotta give Jeff Green a little credit. He's
Yeah.
got to be 36 or something like
Yeah.
that, and he's still playing at a good level. I mean, Jeff Green was never a star, but he's still a really good athlete.
He's playing a
This just
pretty
in.
big role on this team.
Yeah.
John Paul. The refs need to start wearing masks when they rob it.
That's a good call.
I agree.
You are right, JPO.
You're absolutely right, my friend.
But
It's New York. You can get away with it.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a shame to see it end, with that call instead of getting to see Randall take the 3. But, you can't do anything about it now. Both teams will move on, and, we'll see how they react from this. And, the other game we looked at, we previewed last night, and like I called, Lakers 128, Warriors 97. LeBron does his thing, fourth triple-double this season, 22, 10, and 11. And Montrezl Harrell, 27 off the bench. And what I was really most pumped about, besides all that, Horton Tucker, 18 points, 10 assists. Love that guy. And I think he's so important for their
I
success.
hate Lakers fans.
But all that's true. What's not true about that, Mike?
Nothing. No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
I just hate when you guys get such stiffies so quick.
Oh, kind of like
Talent.
the Knicks?
No, it's rightfully
okay.
deserved, dude.
Okay.
Well, we haven't
No,
been.
when you're a Knicks fan, the stiffy comes before the news even comes.
No, first of all, I haven't had a stiffy for the Knicks since I became a fan in 2010, because I was a Bulls fan up until 2010. That's right, I said it. and Melo and Amari went to the Knicks.
You might have to introduce some self-care into your life, Mike.
No, I do, because you know what's
Watch
funny?
some Heat games.
You know what's funny? I became a fan post Jordan, so I didn't even get to enjoy Jordan. I enjoyed the horrible Bulls, then the Kirk Heinrich Bulls, which were straight, and then they broke your heart because of LeBron, which I hate. Which I know how much you love him, Barnes.
Speaks for itself. Anyway,
and then you didn't even get the Patrick Ewing years of the Knicks.
Nope, no, I missed that.
You came on when they sucked.
I got Jerome James and
Eddie Curry.
Oh God.
But, I just thought it was important. I mean, the Lakers, the Warriors, obviously the Warriors, we're not expecting them to make the playoffs, but the Lakers have just been struggling to score. So anytime you can get, a victory handily, that's always going to help. And, I think with a game against Minnesota tonight, this is kind of where they could kind of start turning the tide. And, they're still in good position. They're in third place at half game behind the Suns. So all positive stuff for them.
Yeah, and I think the biggest key to this game for the Lakers was their ball movement on offense.
Mm-hmm.
It just flowed, and every possession seemed to end up with an open shot.
Yeah.
Whether it was a three or Harrell was dunking on someone, it was smooth. And you see it 62% from the field.
Yeah.
You don't lose when you shoot like that.
And then 40% from deep as well. So that was nice to see.
Icing on the cake.
What did you see in this, Gino? Were you kind of what you were expecting, or were you a little surprised that it was close?
Well, the theory of Draymond Green playing terrible and the Warriors being bad continues. 2 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. That's not exactly what you need from your second player.
Single attack.
Yeah. That's not great. Is it a good win for the Lakers? Yes, but we're talking about a Warriors team that is not the same Warriors of old. I think that the Lakers took care of business without AD, which is a good thing to see. Harrell obviously getting 27 points on the bench is a good thing to see. They won a game they needed to win and that they should have won. They held Curry to 27 points. But clearly this Warriors team has some issues. Which was, I think, expected even without Clay. So, it's a good win for the Lakers, but again, it's a win they probably should have had either way in this one, I think.
Yeah, I think this is one of those wins for the Lakers where they go into the locker room, they get dressed, and move right on to the next game.
Yeah,
they just handle.
Yeah.
You just keep it rolling.
Yeah, and I think the whole thing is, until AD comes back, is just win as many games as possible and have everyone stay healthy. That's all you're really going to do, because this isn't the team that you're going to be going to battle with in the playoffs. It's going to be a lot different with AD.
But you might have someone step up in this time that you do take into the playoffs, like a Talon Tucker or something like that. So it is important for the Lakers, and that's why I think the ball movement's so important. Get these other guys involved, and LeBron knows that. So
he's trying to set everybody up, and it's funny. Wiseman coming back, I thought, he's gonna have a big impact. He was minus 25 on the court last night. Obviously they lost by over that much, but still, I thought he would have more of an impact than that.
Yeah, well, he was going up against the second unit guys, and LeBron played with the second unit last night for a lot of the game. That's when they went on that big run with Harrell, Horton Tucker.
Yeah.
I don't know how they only went like 8 or 9 deep. So I don't know who else was out there with them. But yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't make that impact.
But
the Lakers bench unit.
Fortunately for the Warriors, they're going to play Houston tomorrow. So that's, a get right spot.
Hopefully.
You would think. But at the same time, Houston's due to win. How many are you going to lose 20 in a row?
I watched the Sixers win 10 games in a full season. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. You never know what's going to happen.
Or did they even win 10? I don't even know.
I think it might have been 9.
It might have been 9.
Yeah. And then I know the Bobcats at the time before they changed the team name, they won like 8 games.
That's when you started liking basketball, right, Barnes? You were a Bobcats fan.
Emeka Okafor.
You started shooting. You were like, shoot.
I started liking basketball when the Yes Network was created because they played the Nets games on there. So that's how I got introduced to the NBA.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Fun fact. But
story time.
Anyway, on to tonight. We got a couple good games, and we'll start with Grasso and Mike's teams here respectively. The Knicks traveling to Philadelphia And the Sixers last time out won in this matchup 109-89. Obviously, Embiid played then. He doesn't play now. And the Knicks, dealing with Rose out. And the Sixers have been pretty unbeatable at home, 17-3. That's the best mark in the East. And I think overall in the NBA, second best if you include, the Jazz, 16-2. And they've been playing good ball, 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, and if you stretch back to last season, I don't even know what the Sixers record was at home last year, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't think they need Embiid to win this game. I think they got enough guys. That's a funny laugh over there. Tobias is playing strong, and Simmons actually plays a little bit better when Embiid's not on the floor. He has a little bit more freedom to play how he wants to play, a little more downhill and aggressive. So I'm interested to see him, drive to the lane. No Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks. He would be huge. He would be huge last night too.
We don't even. I know.
He's gonna protect the rim against Simmons and Harris driving and then kicking out to
not worried about
Curry, Danny Green, Furkan Korkmaz.
Yeah,
Furkan Korkmaz.
He's been stepping up big. But
tongue twister.
What do you see in this matchup, Gino?
The Sixers are really good, and the Knicks have a really good defense. So it's gonna be. I think it's going to be, can the Knicks offense score enough points in this one? And obviously with Embiid out, that helps. But it's hard to just, I don't know. It's hard to imagine the Knicks going into Philadelphia and getting a win. But that's just me being a neutral, realistic person. But again, this Knicks team has showed time and time again that they can compete with the best of the best, or at least the East's best of best. So, it'll be hard on a back-to-back going up after facing the Nets last night to facing the Sixers tonight. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a big effort to come out again tonight and put up the same type of performance after they wasted tons of energy last night with the Nets. But I mean, again, this Knicks team has shown time and time again that they can compete with the best of the best, and they'll surprise you. So I guess who knows? But I would say the Sixers.
Yeah, and just to add on that, like sometimes young teams get down on themselves when they lose a game like that, where it wasn't, you could put a little blame on the refs. It was a tough one to lose. A lot of times they come out the next game a little flat because they're still.
Listen,
but this is the Knicks, and they're coached by Tom Tibbs. He's not going to let them slack.
I will say that when you have a good defense, that normally helps kind of, when you have a very good, solid defense, I think that helps kind of eliminate some of the maybe rookie or mental errors that they can tend to have, or that younger players can tend to have. So the defense will definitely help them out, but I'm just not sure they have enough offense to beat the Sixers tonight.
Yeah, I definitely don't think the Knicks aren't going to go down without a fight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And as always, when we're previewing a Knicks game, I go to you on this, Mike. Give me the blueprint to a victory.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
All right.
Oh, look at John Starks.
Here we go.
Bring him back. Is that Anthony Mason?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to make a remix. We'll put the new guys in.
Go New York, go New York, go.
I said it's Randall. Knox going to come with quickly. D Rose going to need swiftly. Yeah. All right. So listen, here's the real scoop, guys. All right. The real scoop. The Knicks are coming out even harder. They're taking the momentum from the end of the game. They feel like they got robbed, and Thibs is coaching them. They're saying, listen. He's saying, listen, kids, you never leave it to the refs. Here's a perfect example, Gino. Okay? This is how Thibs talks. Okay? And they're going to come in ready. He's going to say, Joel's out. Let's show the league why Ben is a bum, why we call him Benny the Bum. That's what they call him in the league.
I agree with you on that.
Thank you. Let's show the league why Joel is the MVP when we smack them and play the best defense we played all season, holding down to less than 100 points.
And just to add on to another thing you just said about Tibbs, when that Randall call happened, Randall was complaining. Everyone was complaining. Did you see Tibbs? Tibbs was saying, get up on D, get up, get up, press.
That's right. I will preach, Sam. That's for us New York Knicks fans. It's been a long time coming, bro. It's been a long time coming. And look at that face right there. That's a face that doesn't want to see the Knicks come because then the Lakers are gonna fall. But yeah, the Knicks are coming, baby, and we're not stopping.
Yeah, I'm happy for you guys.
Thank
Like
you.
Sam and
Yeah.
Franco.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those longtime Knicks fans, they're finally
Dude,
getting
I
to
wish
watch some
Franco,
nice basketball.
Sam, we need to get you and Franco to call in to
Yeah.
talk Knicks, bro. Anytime you want to call in,
We'll
just
have a full-on Knicks episode.
DM me on our IG because that's where we keep track of everything. DM us on our IG, your Gmail, and we can make that happen, Sam.
That'll be fun. Coach Sam.
Yeah, Coach Sam. Shout out.
So, it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, everybody, I mean, you and Gino are going with the Sixers here.
Yeah, who are you
Oh,
going
yeah.
with?
Yeah, Sixers.
Barnes.
Yeah.
I'm curious, bro. This is
I know. And I know you're not going to like it. But go with the Sixers, but I think it is going to be a close game. And I just think the Knicks just don't have enough offense to keep up with the Sixers. They've been rolling, especially at home. If this game was at the Garden, I might lean with the Knicks, but I think the Sixers will win, by 4 or 5 points tonight and
we'll see about
win another one at home. But
can't wait to come in here dancing.
I have to give my props to the Knicks. I mean, they've been balling all season, competing. They're resilient. So, I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of, if you're a Knicks fan for sure. So, and then, another game tonight.
It's like the coach's speech at the end of a tough season to his guys after they went 15. He's like, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. You went out and competed. Let's go get that pizza so I can get some beer now.
This is the NBA, though. No mental victories here.
That's true. That's true. And another game tonight that I think is going to be very entertaining. Tons of shooting, tons of scoring. And the best part about this, so we have the Pelicans visiting the Blazers, and CJ McCollum
3J
is back. Love to see it, and he was really balling before he got hurt. Career high 26.7 points per game. I mean, that just adds so much firepower to the Blazers. And we've seen, Simons and Trent step up, even Cantor score a little more. So it takes the pressure off those guys. And I know when some guy comes back from injury, you feel like, oh, okay, you got to go slow. He might not do well. But I think he's been out for so long. He's been so ready to get out there. I think he's going to have a big game tonight. And it's going to be a huge boost for the Blazers playing at home. And I think, signs point to them, winning this game.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for this game. 10 o'clock on TNT. 3J back in the lineup. I'm not expecting much from him coming off, leg injury like that. But people forget how young he is. He's entering the prime of his career right now. He was averaging 27 a game coming into this.
Yeah.
Playing next to Damian Lillard. So I'm excited to have CJ McCollum back. He might be one of the best mid-range players we have in the NBA.
Yeah.
So CJ on the court.
Next to his teammate.
I don't know. Dame's like 10 feet behind the three-point line. CJ.
I'm talking about Melo.
Oh.
The mid-range.
God. Mid-range God.
Mid-range
I
God.
forgot.
He's a mid-range God.
I'm so sorry, Carmelo.
I know. It's
Never
okay.
disrespect you like that again.
It's all right, Melo.
Please
We love you.
forgive me.
We love you still.
7 all day.
And actually,
Yeah.
last time
Stay
these teams
mellow.
played,
Stay mellow.
it was a close game. They played back on February 17th. Blazers 126, 124. I feel like we're going to see a similar score this time because both of these teams, don't really play too much defense, tons of offensive firepower. And it's just going to be fun seeing the shooting of the Blazers going against the Pelicans, who kind of drive more other than
Power team.
Lonzo shooting threes lately, taking 10 a game. So it'll be a little inside out battle, I think, tonight.
Definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see how they slow down Zion. They don't really have any size. I mean, Covington will probably be guarding him.
And I think
Some bacon to Zion.
And even Cantor helping him out 2-on-1. I think Zion still got
I
that.
mean, everyone's a piece of bacon to Zion.
No, I literally think Zion eats bacon the size of Covington
probably
for his burgers.
But Gino, what do you see in this matchup tonight?
Yes, Gino. What do you see?
Grasso took all of my points. I was going to say that, probably won't see much from McCollum, and Zion's going to dominate because they don't have anybody to guard him. So yeah, but I think that I love the Pelicans. I love them. I think they're so much fun to watch, man.
I love Zion.
I think the Blazers. Yeah, I love Lonzo. I love Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Grasso.
Who?
Brandon Ingram, BI.
Yeah, no, I buy.
I mean, they're all they're all they're a lot of fun to watch. So I love the Pelicans. I think
Zion,
say that again, Mike.
Zion by.
Zion. I guess, yeah, the ZZB triplets instead of BBB.
Ooh, I like that.
So maybe that's it. I don't know. Just throwing it around if they want to use it. If they're listening right now, that's cool with me.
Yeah, I'll contact them. Their personal
copyright.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
DM. I'll hit Zion with the text. I'll be like, yo, bro, here you go.
Throw us a couple mil.
Yeah,
a few mil.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I think this will be a really fun game. I think that the Pelicans win this one. I know it was a close one last time around. I know McCollum's back, but I don't know. The Pelicans, they've been a lot of fun to watch. They're scoring well. Having Zion and all those guys, operating to the best of their potential. I think at the moment, I think they come out with the win.
Who do you got, Mike?
You ready for this?
Mike is by for Zy.
No, I'm going to go. You're going to see what time it is. It's Dame time, 50 piece.
Oh, let's go.
Wow. What about you guys?
Well, I was going to say the way you guys feel about the Pelicans, how much you guys love them. I feel that way about the Blazers. I love watching this team. I love Damian Lillard. Blazers by 10.
Yeah.
There's going to be some fights. CJ's back in the locker room. Melo's playing good.
And it's funny, when you just look at this matchup on paper, you'd say, the Blazers don't really match up well with, Ingram and Zion. But you just look at it,
who matches up with Dame?
So
Blazers.
Yeah, that's it.
Blazers, they're 11-7 at home. Pelicans are 5-12 on the road. And I know
wish Dame Lillard was listening.
Game, is individual, but I just feel like teams that struggle on the road, I mean, that's a consistent thing. So I just look at it that, and you mentioned, Dame Lillard. It's just you can't look at a matchup when you're analyzing a game with him because he could just carry the load at any time.
Yeah.
So
the best defender in the world.
That's why I'm not saying it's even Zoe. I love I'm
great defender.
I'm one of the biggest Zoe fans out.
I'm going to agree with the two of you guys.
Go ahead,
I'm going to say
Gino.
Blazers, but what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that point for you guys, Dame had 43 the last time these two teams played and 16 assists. So he had a pretty good night. So I would imagine it will be pretty similar tonight for him.
Yeah.
Come on, Eric Bledsoe.
And McCollum doesn't even need to have a big game. I think it's just going to boost the morale of the team. Like, they're pumped he's back. They definitely are.
Dude, if we're pumped,
they're pumped.
They're really pumped.
And you know how tight that Blazers team is. That's the family atmosphere in that locker room.
Oh,
they
my God.
CJ's like the second father. Like, Dame's the father.
Yeah.
Team. And CJ's like the number 2.
That's why they got rid of Hassan.
Yeah.
He wasn't part of it. He didn't fit the fam well.
And I have to ask this question. How many for Carmelo Anthony?
All right. So this is what I'm predicting. So since I said 50 so it'd probably be like 55. So 55 and then like 15 for CJ. I'm going to say about a 20 piece with a clutch 3 at the end.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, if Lillard drops 50, I'll give Melo like 13. He's going to be setting Lillard up.
I mean, this is going to be a high-scoring game, though. So, I mean, you can have 20-point scorers, so that won't be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Blazers 145, Pelicans 135.
When we get to that, then I maybe another 50 piece for Melo, back to back, 50-50 piece.
Yeah, just Dame and Melo scoring. That's it. That's the only two players going to score for them.
One game against I don't know, some bum team,
the Pistons.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to watching this one and, some of the other action around the league tonight. So we'll see what happens. And, on to the college basketball world. Obviously the tournament's going to start in a couple of days, and we have some headlines. Richard Pitino, son of Rick Pitino, who just, made it to the tournament once again with Iona. His son gets fired from Minnesota after 8 seasons, 141 and 123, which you think, okay, Minnesota, they're not a powerhouse program. But he was 18 games over 500, with an overall record, but 54 and 96 in conference. Finished better than 10th only 3 times in 8 seasons. So they gave him a lot of time. You know, he was a big name. He came over there at 30 years old, but you know, they just ran out of patience and they're going to go with someone else. And then they just announced today he accepted the New Mexico job. So on to the next one.
Yeah, when your last name is Patino, you're going to find work. And that name probably got him a few extra years there in Minnesota.
Exactly.
Because when you can't win in the conference like that.
Yeah, you're a bum.
Yeah, you gotta win in your conference.
That's why he's going to New Mexico.
He's like, where's the worst conference in college basketball?
I'll redeem myself there.
Did that come as a surprise to you at all, Gino, or you kind of expected it after the lackluster
I
season?
expect everything.
Yeah, exactly. I know all. No, but I heard things that the players didn't really like him there. I heard he was a hard coach to play for. So not unexpected. Minnesota's been. They had a couple good guys too. They had a guard last year, and then they had the big guy this year. Names I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think the big guy's name was Otori. But they had players. They just they had players. They just couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't get it done. And I just think it's funny that he got a job like literally 30 seconds after he got fired. Like, I don't know how that happens.
You know, he had it in the bag.
And I think, that's a good fallback. New Mexico, they've been pretty good for, playing in a mid-major conference. We saw Steve Alford go there years ago, after he flamed out and he had, a good success there. So I wouldn't be surprised if, he rebuilt his image and then in a couple of years, he's back to the Power Five. We see that all the time. And then also Iowa State fired their coach. After this year, they go 2-22. And one name that I would keep an eye out on is Fred Hoiberg, who had success there before going to the Bulls. He's at Nebraska, but, Nebraska is not exactly a basketball school. So I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a big offer and he ends up back there. I mean, we see that type of thing happen a lot.
Yeah, Iowa State would be a nice step up. But
yeah.
When you go 2-22, you might as well pack your own bag and walk out on your own. Just pack up the desk before you get fired because you're gone.
It's as if it's like if Tony was the coach.
Yeah, Tony would have went 3-21.
But it's funny. I mean, it feels like it wasn't just how far they've fallen in a short amount of time. It wasn't that long ago. We're seeing George Niang and Kane and all those guys. I mean they really fell that quick.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of a tough spot. I mean, last year, Tyrese Halliburton's, dominating the Big 12. They make the tournament, or they would have made the tournament. And then a year later, obviously, they lost some players. They lost some talent. And in a COVID season, they go 2-22. I don't know. I think maybe, but I don't know. I don't follow Iowa State basketball too much. And maybe their seasons before that weren't that great. So, I mean, but the Big 12 was so good this year. So going 2-22, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it was a lot of talent in the Big 12.
You can't do that, Gene.
At least win like 8 games.
I know you can't go 2-22, but I mean, still, like, it's a tough year. I don't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. More than Richard Pitino.
Yeah, we're not, and neither is the president of the school.
And then, just some other college basketball news. They announced today, I guess, one official that was going to work the tournament tested positive for COVID and, contact tracing. So they actually had to send 6 officials home. But good that they're doing that, not taking any chances. We can't have another tournament canceled after, the disappointment of last year. So that's the right move. And
especially for Barnes. You don't want to see Barnes without any sports.
Definitely a tough time
for anybody around him.
Barnes would just be like sitting in his basement crying.
Barnes is watching old tape.
I mean, the one thing I'll say, just for a little bit, the library of ESPN 30 for 30 got me through a couple months last year. There's some good ones on there, I have to say. Chuck and Tito, me and Matt really enjoyed. I think we watched that at least 2 times. That was one of the best ones.
Did you guys cuddle?
And then the Jimmy V one, another great one.
The Jimmy V is great.
Yeah,
Jimmy V is
Survive in Advance.
There's a lot of good 30.
I wish though, for the normal viewer, I mean, not everybody has ESPN Plus. Just have it on the regular app so everybody can see it. It's great content and it deserves to be out there to see, for as many people to see. But I guess that's kind of what they do. And, the tournament, they're going to do the play-in games on Thursday. First round starts on Friday. We're going to do our bracket on Thursday.
So, okay, on Thursday, is Gino going to be there or no?
I may or may not be. I will confirm that at a later date.
Can you send us?
At least fill out a bracket.
Can we Gino? Can we?
Yeah. I'll fill out a bracket. Yeah.
No, you don't have to fill it. We're going to make a downtime bracket. We want you to be a part of it.
No, we'll all vote, and then obviously majority will go.
I just, I'm a man of many talents, a man of many things, and I may be working at another job on then, so I have to confirm that before I tell you that I can definitely be on.
But what's really important here, Gino? Come on.
Believe me,
That's right.
Believe me, I would love to be breaking down every single game with you on. I would sit here for 4 hours and break down every single game with you guys on Thursday because this is my favorite time of year. So, but if I'm not able to make it on, I will give you some of my first initial opinions. The West bracket is Gonzaga and then everybody else because there's not one team.
Can you slow down, champ?
What?
Jesus, we didn't do.
Bracket.
I want to do this privately, so then when we do the show,
I'm just saying that Gonzaga has an easy path to the Final Four. That's the only thing I'll say, and then I'll stop.
You're right, and we've been waiting.
You know what? Then I'll say something. UConn's winning it all, and I'll stop.
To make a move.
I stop.
We'll have the whole
betting money on it, and then now we really stop.
We'll have the whole show, on Thursday just about the tournament, and I'm really looking forward to that UConn game. It's going to be Saturday night, against Maryland.
Nobody texts Barnes.
So really looking forward to watch that one. And it's been a while, since we've seen UConn in the tournament.
It's been a while since we've seen meaningful basketball from UConn.
Yeah.
And it's about time.
And it really
shout out Kevin Ali for doing that for the last fucking couple years.
Fault, Calhoun mentored him. He had it all right in front of him. And he got lazy. He didn't want to put in the work to be a successful coach.
And that's true. Amen, brother. Nothing else to say to that.
Yeah. Except we're back, baby, this year. So looking forward to that show on Thursday.
Championship.
We'll go through everything. And if Gino's not here, we're definitely going to collaborate with him and get all of his picks and come up with a bracket.
Pick his brain.
And we're winning the tournament challenge this year.
Are. We're going to
win it.
Yes. Downtime's winning it.
$1 million or whatever it is.
But I will poop my pants on live television.
But so really, really looking forward to that. And then, NFL, keeps going along. A lot of moves came across, late last night, early today. Just to recap a couple of them, I was pumped about the Jets.
Hold on a sec. I know you want to read this one, Barnesy boy. Sorry, don't get mad at me. Look who commented.
Hey,
it's Kathy.
Shout
Mrs.
out
Gabriel.
G.
Mrs.
How are
G.
you?
How are you?
How's your mother? How's your father? Learning a lot about sports. Love the show. We love you because you produce this gem of a boy.
Thank
Matthew
you for
Gabriel.
watching.
Absolutely.
And we love your boy. He's a good boy. We love him. And he's not on the show because he did not do his homework. Tony, can you point the camera at Tony?
I told him he had to read every game's recap.
Yes, and he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Oh, we're gonna show the crowd right now. Here we go. Boom, in detention.
There he is.
He's in detention. He's doing his thing over there.
He's prepping for Wednesday's show.
He's prepping for tomorrow, Wednesday. Oh, the bracket's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be fun.
You guys got to have a big whiteboard, though. You got to get a big whiteboard and write the names and.
We have it.
Okay,
we have it ready. You haven't been here, bro.
I know. I'm sorry. All right.
I'm joking. I love you. I love you like a fat kid loves pizza pie by himself in his room alone.
And I feel the same way about you, Mike.
That was me years ago, actually.
Anywho,
you mean tomorrow?
Before I was rudely interrupted. No, I'm just so
no. Barnes made a face like he wanted to fight me right there, and I cut him off. And then he saw it.
I was just pumped to see the Jets start this offseason. They finally get a playmaking receiver, Corey Davis, 3 years, $37 million. Not a crazy contract, and I think that's the type of move you have to make.
Yep, and he's a monster.
Yeah. He's the guy who's shown a lot of playmaking ability. I think he was the 5th overall pick 4 or 5 years ago. So really pumped about that. And then they bring on Carl Lawson from the Bengals, and he's the guy, they're expecting to put up some big sack numbers. I think he's only 26 years old. 3 years, $45 million. So I think that's a great move.
Him and Quinnen?
Yeah. I think that they're going to bring a lot of pressure. Jameis Winston, re-ups with the Saints. Geno's Titans signed Bud Dupree.
Very good move for them, but I don't know what the hell they're doing with everything else because they decide they're just going to release everybody. Released O'Dory Jackson today. Released Dennis Kelly. I literally don't know what they're doing. I couldn't tell you. They signed an edge rusher. That's all they needed to do before the draft, and they've released like 10 other guys, and now they have 18 different needs. It's terrible.
Maybe they're trying to go young, Gino. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe they're trying to go young, but with the window's small. Derrick Henry's, he's getting miles on him now. Ryan Tannehill's getting up there in age. I mean,
so
I don't know,
guys, bud. What do you want me to tell you? You should be a Jets fan.
Sorry. Yeah, I should be a Jets fan. I should be. Yeah.
You're really trying to go young on defense because that's what's held them back. The last couple of years, not having a dominant defense.
I would agree. I just think that releasing, I understand why they did it because they're freeing up cap space and the cap is so low this year. But it's just like it's Adoree didn't have a full season last year, so I don't even know what he is. Like I don't know. Somebody could be getting him on the cheap right now for a good a good cornerback on the cheap. But it's I understand what they're doing. It's just that I feel like we're creating unnecessary holes. Now our top tight end is Anthony Ferkser, which he's good, but I would prefer a better tight end. We need another wide receiver, which I didn't expect them to sign Corey Davis anyway. There's a few more holes. So they're gonna. I fully expect them to draft a wide receiver, draft a safety in the two of their three first picks, or the first three picks. And then I don't really know after that. I would imagine tight end deep in the draft, but they're definitely trying to get young. You just hope that it works out.
Yeah.
All right. And no one cares. But anyway.
And then
just joking, Gino. I love you.
We had a bunch of other signings, and they just announced this one actually. Andy Dalton to the Bears. So
championship.
We saw him struggle with the Cowboys, but I think that's an upgrade over what they were working with last year, at least. So and then we have Marvin Jones.
Yeah, is it an upgrade?
Dude. Come on. Trubisky and Foles.
Dude, Trubisky's number one overall pick. Show some respect.
Yeah, he was drafted over Deshaun Watson and Mahomes.
And Mahomes. Yeah, so he's better.
Obviously.
So, no, but I think they'll draft someone
Mel
too.
Kiper.
And then Tyrod Taylor to the Texans. Maybe he ends up being the starter for a little bit this year, if Watson gets traded to the Jets. And then Leonard Williams strikes big, 3 years, $63 million from the Giants.
He deserves it.
Coming off that big, 11 and a half sack season. And I'm just curious, we didn't really get to talk to you about this, Gino. What's your take on what the Pats have done? Did they announce today they signed Hunter Henry? They obviously got Smith from the Titans.
Cam Newton.
Is this going to work? Honestly, I know everyone thinks I'm a hater. I think these are good moves, but you need a good quarterback. If the quarterback can't get the guys the ball,
what if Cam Newton does?
What good is all this?
No, you're right. If Cam Newton can't do anything on offense, then what good is it? But I guess they have faith that he's going to do that because they re-signed him. They didn't have to re-sign him. I love all the other moves. I do think that they paid a little bit too much for Jonnu Smith. He hasn't really, even as a Titans fan, he had very good parts of seasons. But again, he got injured last year, so didn't get to finish the good start that he had. So I don't think he's had a full season where he's been consistently good. And I would have thought that they would have had to pay more for Hunter Henry than Jonnu Smith just based on production and what what they've done. But I think everything they've done is really, really good. I think they've done a good job they have a ton of cap space. So, but yeah, Matt needs to do his homework, and I think that's what we're learning.
G bringing the heat.
Yeah, Mrs. G calling you out, Matty.
But I think that Jonnu Smith signing, it's good to have a good tight end for a guy like Cam Newton.
Yeah,
right? Like a guy that can't really throw it down the field. Let's get him someone he could have a little fun with. I think that'll be a pretty good pairing.
To have two of them. And like Gino was saying, I think Henry's probably better. He's just struggled with injuries, but at least he has to just complete these short crossing routes.
I have a prediction.
Have to worry about throwing the ball deep.
I think the Pats are going to be back next year, and I think Cam's going to have a great year.
Silence. Crickets.
I will say that they have a lot more weapons than they did last year. Their weapons last year were kind of awful. Like, they didn't really have a team. Like, Julian Edelman was out, right? He got suspended, right? That's what happened? Or he got hurt? One of those things.
Hurt.
He was not playing. He wasn't playing. So, other than that, they don't really have much. They didn't really have much of a running back other than, I guess Sonny Michel is their running back, but yeah, I felt like that these are good moves to at least give Cam Newton some, proven talent in some senses to throw to.
And it'll be interesting to see, but I also could see them moving up in the draft, maybe to take a quarterback, maybe get Mac Jones or something.
Yeah, exactly. Mac Jones would be the prototypical quarterback I would pick for the
Tom Brady reincarnated.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Like he's solid. He doesn't. Again, they don't need a quarterback to go in there if their defense is good enough. And Bill Belichick is a defense guy. If they have a game manager to go in there, it's fine.
We'll get to it next.
I don't want to. Yeah, next show. I want to know why, if Tom Brady has won six Super Bowls.
Yep.
Why aren't we trying to find more of pocket passing QBs that could just like slice and dice and control a game like that? But that's for another day.
It is for another day.
I don't want to get into it because we'll be here for another hour.
But definitely a good point. And then
finally,
one other headline we had today, and I was surprised by this. LeBron is now a part owner of the Boston Red Sox.
Dude, that smells. You know what that smells like to me? Hold on a sec. Hold on. It smells like a fart.
Ugh.
Disgusting. I didn't like LeBron before. Now I really don't.
Well, I have some context here, I guess. So LeBron is also part owner of the soccer club in England, Liverpool, who is also owned by the Fenway Sports Group. So I believe, or one of the people in the Fenway Sports Group. So they do have, I guess, a little bit of a connection, but still, it doesn't really make much sense that he would be part of the Boston Red Sox. Like, why wouldn't he just go for the Indians? Like, I don't understand.
Do we know how much of an owner is he? Like, is he 1%?
I'm sure
it's not. Yeah, I'm sure it's not big.
Yeah. So, just part of a business investment, and I think we'll see him in the future, once he retires.
I just thought it was
NBA team.
I thought he was like half owner.
I just thought it was curious. He's going to like the most racist sports organization known to America.
All right, guys, we get it. Okay, we get it. We both, both of you, we get it. They are. Oh, sorry. I won't.
Wait, Mike. I think I'm just getting this on my phone. I think Brady has 7 rings. I think that's what somebody just told me.
It's just that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting a text message.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Brady got
7. This just in.
I think he's gonna land on 7.
Tom Brady.
You won't have to
has
keep
7
updating
Super Bowls.
the ring count.
No, it's over.
Yeah.
Jets are winning next year.
Jets are having a big year.
I'm a free agent when it comes to
football team.
fans.
I think you should start as a Jets fan this year.
Should I just?
I'm trying my hardest. I mean,
You gotta like. Deshaun Watson would do it. I mean,
if he does, if he comes,
no Deshaun Watson though. It's gonna be hard.
And I heard this on the fan today. They're saying that some people are comparing Zach Wilson to Mahomes. Obviously, that
a lot of people
insane,
are.
Draft him.
But if that happens, I mean, talk about just energizing a team that's been the doormat for 60 plus years. I mean, that would be something.
I would
relax with that, bud. You don't remember the Vinny Testaverde, Wayne Corbett?
No, I remember. I was going
Curtis Warren days. Clearly, you don't.
Mark Sanchez.
Clearly, you don't.
No Super Bowl.
I'm talking before. You don't. Yeah, I don't care. We played.
I want to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so do I. But that's going to happen now while you're an adult.
No, exactly.
Would you rather have had it then or now?
No, now. Exactly.
All right. So then there we go.
Just like when the Yankees win the World Series.
Yeah, this year. Pumped. Oh, that's going to be crazy, and it's going to be so great when the Mets suck.
The season to start.
Oh, me too, man. I don't even care, but I care.
But I think that really does it. Anything else anybody wants to add?
I'm excited. TNT basketball tonight.
Yeah,
let's go.
Got some good matchups.
Chuck, Shaq, Kenny, we love you.
Gino,
we love you. Don't know.
We love you.
Any words on the way out?
No, just have fun.
Wow. All right, I got you guys.
I don't really have anything.
The sun's coming out. It's getting warmer. Go spend some time outside and go have fun. We love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you guys